You know, when you really think about it, there really is no reason, there's no excuse for Notre Dame to not make the 12-team playoff in 2024. Under the old 4-team format, Notre Dame was at quite the disadvantage. They were an independent. They didn't have a conference title. So one loss might derail their season. 2 losses definitely did. This year, that's not the case. Notre Dame could maybe afford a loss or 2 and still slip in to the 12-team playoff. Marcus Freeman has the talent, and he has the schedule to get it done. They just need to deliver. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys, breaking down the Notre Dame Fighting Irish's schedule for this upcoming season as Notre Dame comes in at number 8 and are way too early at top 25. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including our website, thegridironexpert.com. Tons of exclusive content over there, guys, to help you get through this offseason. We want you to check it out. We want you to become a member of our GE Nation. Here at the Gridiron Expert, season never dies. We are producing college football content, talking college football with you 24/7, 365. Do not miss out. All the more reason to subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any future content, including prediction season, which is right around the corner. We'll be predicting every game for every single college football team. So let's take a look at Notre Dame, guys. This is a team that last year, and really every year, has college football playoff aspirations. And last year, we kind of thought they might break through. They had Sam Hartman. They had a stingy defense. This was going to be it. Audric Estime was there. Everything was looking good. And they fell short again. 10-3 is not a bad year. A double-digit win season is not a bad year, but it kind of is when you had playoff aspirations. And they lost to Ohio State in the final second. They got destroyed by Louisville, which ultimately ended their playoff hopes, and then lost to Clemson later on in the year. Did win their bowl game, though, in dominating fashion over Oregon State. But now they've got a lot of talent coming back. The defense is loaded, anchored by Xavier Watts at safety. Riley Leonard transfers in at quarterback from Duke to anchor this team and give them another veteran starter, paired now with a new offensive coordinator in Mike Denbrock, who just coached Jaden Daniels over at LSU and led him to a Heisman Trophy. This is a Notre Dame team, guys, that has all the talent in the world. They've got a great coach in Marcus Freeman, and they've got a great schedule that, again, one loss does not derail their season, maybe like it has in years past, but you can make an argument that Notre Dame maybe could go undefeated. Take a look at what we've got here. There's only about 4 games on Notre Dame's schedule that concern me. And one of them I consider a trap game. It's a game where I think Notre Dame's favored, but if they're not careful, they could slip up. Those games are the week 1 at Texas A&M. That's massive. That's going to really show us what Notre Dame's made of. It's going to show what Texas A&M is made of. First year under Mike Elko, a lot of changes on both sides of the ball. Can the Aggies stay healthy? This is a massive opportunity for him to get a statement win in his first game as head coach of the Aggies. Notre Dame, it's an opportunity for them to get a massive resume-boosting win when it comes to their playoff resume by season's end. To say they went on the road, faced the 12th man, a potential top 25 team in Texas A&M, and got the win there. It's a big, big challenge for them. And here's the thing. If Notre Dame wins that game, and that's going to be one of the best games of week 1, no doubt about it. But if they win that game against Texas A&M, you could make the argument that they will be 8-0 heading into their second bye week when they play Florida State on November 9th. Because look at the rest of the schedule. Who do they have to play? Northern Illinois, at Purdue, Miami, Ohio, Louisville. Yes, they got destroyed by Louisville last year, but now the game is at home. And the Cardinals, while they added tons of talent through the transfer portal, is still going to be going through some changes under Jeff Brom. And again, with revenge on their mind in South Bend, I believe Notre Dame would be favored. They get the bye week. They play a bad Stanford team who showed signs of life towards the end of last year. But once again, off a week of rest, at home. They play Georgia Tech on the road in Navy at MetLife in New Jersey. That Georgia Tech game is the trap game for me. That was the other trap game, and we'll talk about the other 2 dangerous games as well. But you look at this. You beat A&M, let's say they do, and they're coasting here, and you got to go to Georgia Tech. This is a Georgia Tech team that showed a lot of life and a lot of improvement under Brent Key last season. Went to a bowl game, won their bowl game over UCF. They've got a lot of talent coming back, a lot of momentum into this season, and there's a chance. Georgia Tech is by that point in the year, they could be a 4-win team, 5-win team, depending on how their schedule shapes out. And what a way to get the signature victory under Brent Key than to beat what would probably be a top 10 Notre Dame team, maybe even ruin their playoff hopes. So if you're Notre Dame, you've got to be very careful with that Georgia Tech game. That is a major trap game, a trap game if I've ever seen one, because this is not the Georgia Tech team we've seen in years past. They are improving. They're heading in the right direction. They play a really good style of ball, and if Notre Dame comes out flat, they'll find themselves in a dogfight. This game kind of reminds me a little bit of maybe what Notre Dame faced last year against Duke. It was a game where Notre Dame was favored, and Duke was not a bad team by any means. But Notre Dame had to fight tooth and nail all the way until the end to get that win against the Blue Devils. And that Georgia Tech game kind of reminds me of that. So be mindful, if you're a Notre Dame fan, of that Georgia Tech game. Navy at MetLife, rivalry game there, one that Notre Dame has dominated. They torched Navy last year in Ireland, as we know. So again, you look at that. If they survive Texas A&M and they survive that trap game against Georgia Tech, many believe they're going to survive everything else. They could be 8-0 heading into the bye week. Those final 4 games in November aren't too shabby either. 3 of those are not true road games. The Army game on November 23rd, which the Army game does not appear on the graphic here, but the Army game on November 23rd is at Yankee Stadium. So they get to play both military academies, which I'm a huge fan of. That's going to be very exciting. You see our pennants back here, Navy, Army, Air Force, courtesy of our guys, Murph the Surf and DM. But you take a look again. Florida State is at home. Off a week of rest. A Florida State team that loses tons of talent from the team that won the ACC and went undefeated in the regular season. Right, 13-0, didn't make the playoff. We know how that shaped out, but they lose tons of talent. This is going to be a very different Florida State team. And South Bend, as we know, not an easy place to play. I would expect Notre Dame to be favored. Then they get Virginia, one of the worst teams in the ACC. They're maybe getting there, maybe. Showed a few signs of life towards the end of last year, but not quite yet. Army at Yankee Stadium, and then on the road at USC, which is not going to be easy, big-time rivalry game, but what does USC look like? Changes on the coaching staff, no Caleb Williams. I know they looked good in their bowl game. They've got a lot of young talent there, but can Lincoln Riley actually deliver? And what will USC's emotion be like? What will their motivation be like in the season finale? Is USC a struggling 7-8 win team, kind of like they were last year? Are they in playoff contention? First year in the Big Ten, as we know. What's it going to look like for the Trojans? We don't know. And obviously, if they're kind of down on their luck, like they were towards the end of last year, Notre Dame could come in and steamroll them, especially if the Fighting Irish are in playoff contention. So again, guys, you look at Notre Dame's schedule. It's great. It's great. The strength of schedule isn't great, which is why maybe one loss could hurt them in the eyes of the committee. The committee could say, look, because you look at this. You're looking at maybe 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 ranked opponents on this schedule. Depends on how the season shapes out. A&M may or may not be ranked. Louisville may or may not be ranked when they play at the end of September. Florida State probably will be ranked on November 9th, but how highly ranked, where are they? And USC, that's a toss-up. You don't really envision Army or Virginia, Navy, Georgia Tech, Stanford, Miami, Ohio, NIU, or Purdue, any of those teams being ranked. So when you look at the strength of schedule, it's not there for the Fighting Irish. That's why they have to go out and take care of business, and they have to take care of business in the big games. Last year we talked about it. We said the Fighting Irish's schedule came down to 3 games. We said it came down to Ohio State, USC, and Clemson. I know they lost to Louisville, and we didn't see that one coming, but we said those were 3 games. They went 1-2 in those games, right? This year, if you exclude the trap game against Georgia Tech, it comes down to 3 games. Texas A&M, Florida State, and USC. 2 of those on the road. If you go 1-2 in those big 3, I don't think you make the college football playoff. You've got to take advantage of the big-time games. You've got to win the big games and then not slip up to an inferior opponent like maybe it's Louisville, maybe it's Georgia Tech, whoever it may be. The talent is there. The coaching is there. The schedule is there. The playoff has expanded. It's there for you. It's there for the taking. Marcus Freeman, get them there. Get them there. Notre Dame, I don't think there's any more excuse to miss out on the playoff. It's expanded. It is there for you. Get it done. And you certainly have all the pieces to do just that. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including our website, thegridironexpert.com. Do not miss out on the exclusive content there, guys, to help you get through this offseason. Check it out, subscribe, hit the notification button, become a member of our GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.